Welcome to the Massachusetts School of Law Educational Forum. Thank you for joining us. This program is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law at Andover. Baseball is America's favorite pastime, but how do you afford to take a family to the game? Well, today we're here in Lowell, Massachusetts at the Spinners game, and by the way, they're playing the Yankees. So come, join me and see the fun, the spectacular event here in Lowell, Massachusetts. Now, let's play ball. Hey, let's follow these baseball fans. The Clemens family, Jordan, Emily, Jack, Paula, and Greg. Let's watch them experience all the park has to offer. Welcome to La Lasha Park, home of the Lowell Spinners. The team moved here from Alumni Field in 1996. The park seats 4,767 people and has a standing room capacity of 5,000. Must be a lot of work to maintain this park. I wonder how you get that job.
Well, I found out about the position with the Lowell Spinners through a friend of mine. I then applied for the job, and I got taken on for the Spinners for an internship. That was my first year in 2005. Then last year I moved up to assistant head groundskeeper. And beginning of this season, my former boss resigned, and he is now doing his own landscaping business, and I ended up getting the head position here.
Are you, just like everyone else here in minor league baseball, hoping to make the majors?
I am.
What would you like to do long term? I mean, what fields?
You know what? I'd love to be in Fenway Park. That'd be great. Yeah.
And you're from this area?
Yeah.
Is being a minor league groundskeeper much like being a minor league baseball player? You have a routine, you're practicing, you're trying to make it to the bigs?
And you know what? And you're always learning. Always learning. Yep.
How have you learned to be able to, in order to be able to take care of the fields and be able to maintain the park?
Well, I've had some pretty good teachers here. My boss, Rick Walker, was doing this for years, and he showed me pretty much everything to do here, so just learned from him.
What do you think the timeline is? I mean, we see these guys in single A, and we know that there's a logical progression that they hope they make. When you're in a minor league position, an administrative position like this, what do you see as the timeline between being here and hopefully being in a major league park?
You know what? It's I'd say it's the luck of the draw. I mean, because these positions, you know, they're hard to get, so it's by luck that you get them. That's it.
As I get older, I realize some of the jobs I had when I was younger, I was living the dream, as we just described to you. Do you realize how fortunate you are as you come to the ballpark every day?
Absolutely, absolutely. I tell people that every day. I say, you know what? I hope there's not too many people that take this for granted, because this is an excellent job to have, no question.
What's a typical day like? I mean, do you just come to the ballpark and look around and say, oh, everything's great? All right.
No. I'm here usually around anywhere between 9 and 10 in the morning. We'll start off by reclaying the home plate area. I'll check on the mounds. The bullpens will be reclayed. We will then drag the infield. We'll set up for batting practice. We'll water the infield, get it prepared for the infield practice and then batting practice. Then we'll just get it prepped for game time after they're done practicing.
And once the game begins, we see that at many major league and minor league parks, there's some work to be done. But is your work done at the end of the game, or do you guys still have more work to do when the games are over?
We have about an hour of post-game work that we do, which is dragging the field again. We water it down, and we just put it to bed for the night, and that's about it.
Now, is all your duties deal with maintenance of the park, or do you have other responsibilities? I know your assistant also has to be the samurai wrestler at times. I mean, is it you wear many hats around the park?
I occasionally help out with security around here. Yeah, that's about it. Just maintenance of the field and security.
Now, on the days with respect to a lot of promotions and the like that you folks do, are there special things you have to do with respect to the park in order to make sure that it's safe and well maintained?
Not really. You know what? The promotions, we kind of keep them. They're pretty safe as it is. So I mean, the sumo, they have got big suits and stuff like that. So it's really nothing to worry about. We'll let them go on the grass, and it's fine.
Now, when the season's over, which we're virtually just about done the minor league season, do you take another job, or do you go back to school, or what do you do?
I actually just accepted a full-time position here. During the off season, I'm going to be working for UMass Lowell for their fall baseball. That'll wrap up in early October, and then we'll finally put the field to bed for the winter.
And how long is the winter? Because again, spring training's...
We'll open it up in March. We'll start UMass Lowell spring baseball.
And then the Spinners will come back sometime early in spring.
In June.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Any tips you have for other people that might want to get involved in baseball in any capacity as to what they should do?
You know what? I would say if you can find a position where you can get an internship anywhere in minor league baseball, get that, and that's where you can start. You got to start somewhere and get your foot in the door.
So start working for free somewhere.
You have to, yep.
And never leave.
Yeah, I was the first intern here for the grounds crew, so yeah.
In 2008, the Spinners will celebrate their 13th season as a Class A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. They are part of the New York, Pennsylvania League. The present owner, Drew Weber, has owned the team since 1997. Let's hear how Drew decided to become the owner of a minor league baseball team.
I went to a few minor league baseball games. I loved it, and I became obsessed with owning a minor league baseball team, and actually traveled around the country for a good 8 or 9 months visiting different venues, talking to different people. I spent 3 days in Arizona. I was trained by the president of the Northwest League, a fellow by the name of Bob Richmond, who kind of gave me a little tutorial on minor league baseball. And I did everything I could to try and acquire a minor league baseball team.
It's autograph time. Hey, there's our family getting autographs.
How are you today?
You're welcome.
Hey, I wonder when these guys first picked up a baseball.
Well, I think the first time I picked up a baseball was probably maybe 1 or 2. I think I had one in my crib, I'm sure. But my first organized game, I snuck in on one of my brother's games when I was 4 and he was 6.
I've been playing ball since I was about 2 years old. I had a bat in my hands, and I played my first Little League game when I was 7 years old.
I've been playing ever since I've been a kid. I started out playing t-ball, and now I'm here.
When I was 5, I got into a youth t-ball league, and that's definitely my first recollection.
Tell me, who have been your mentors along the way?
Well, along the way, I mean, my father was always my #1 mentor. He was an athlete in college, he swam, and my other mentor was my older brother, Chris. And those two people in my life have just been on and off the field great leaders and great people to strive to be like. And then on the baseball field, you know, any one of my friends that I've grown up playing with, Cole Hamels, John Skaggs, Kenny Baugh, Nick Martin, a bunch of my friends that I've just grown up playing with and against that, you know, we've always helped each other out and tried to make each other better. And so not only my peers, but they're my mentors on the field as well.
It was my father, yeah. He loved playing with me every day. It was something we could do to spend time with each other. You know, we would go on picnics sometimes and just bring out the bat and ball, and also my family would come see me play, and it was time that we could spend together and talk about things. So yeah, it was really fun.
You know, my dad, he was always big into baseball, and all my friends played t-ball, so that's how I got started.
My dad played baseball throughout his life in college and everything, so he was a big influence on me getting into baseball.
How are you going to get up now to the majors? How are we going to see you on the mound at Fenway Park?
I think for a pitcher like myself, a right-handed pitcher who doesn't necessarily have overpowering stuff, the key to my success will be consistency and to stay healthy and just repeat my outings. If I go out there, you know, I'm not going to be throwing 95, but what I can do is hit my spots and try to put a little movement on the ball and trick guys and do some early action so that I can get some outs but consistency is the #1 thing for me. Is just going out there day in, day out and getting people out.
Well, just work, I guess. Work and learn as much as I possibly can. Learn if I'm not playing that day, just watch the game and see how things happen. And if I am playing, learn from my experiences. And
just keep moving up the pyramid. That's the goal. Take it one step further every year. I don't know, you want to be playing in the bigs by the time you're 25, so hopefully 25, 26.
Hopefully, I mean, my goal is to move up a step every year, you know, not to be in the same place twice is my goal that I have for myself. You know, I figured if I'm moving up 1 step every year, then I'm obviously getting better, and that's going to get me where I need to go.
Wow, these guys may one day be in the majors like Papelbon, Youkilis, and Ellsbury. It's game time. here's the manager.
I grew up in Billerica, Massachusetts, which isn't too far from here. I went to college at UMass Amherst, played baseball there for 3 years. Got drafted after my junior year by the California Angels at the time in 1988. And I played through the year 2002 where I retired because of 2 shoulder surgeries.
Oh, wonderful.
But I love the game. It's been part of my life since I've been a little boy, 5, 6 years old. I grew up in a big family. My father promoted it and was always, we had baseballs, tennis balls, everything always around the house. So I grew up with it from a very early age.
So you've gone from a major league player to a manager here in minor league baseball. Like the kids that you manage, do you dream of going to the big times?
I really haven't thought too much about it. I've really tried to stay in the moment and try to stay within, the season that we're at right now. And I think at the end of the season, I'll sit down and think about what I want to do long term. As far as coming back after playing in the major leagues for 10 years, you come back here. It's a dose of reality. It's being back in the minor leagues. It's all those things that I remembered as a player: long bus rides and tough hotels. So I haven't given it much thought right now. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment.
Gary, how do you take a group of starry-eyed kids and make them into real ball players?
Well, I think one of the things is to make them feel comfortable, communicate with them, make them feel like they're part of the family here, and that's how I approach this team. We have 30 kids, 16 or 17 of them are from Latin America, all different communities, Venezuela, Panama to Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, America. So we have a lot of different places and a lot of different languages to deal with, but the bottom line is to make the kids feel comfortable, be a positive influence in their life, and create a positive atmosphere. And then they're going to enjoy coming to the ballpark, and they're going to enjoy playing baseball, and then that's how you can start forming relationships with them, and in the end, teaching them a little bit about the game.
This must be a wonderful venue to play in. I wouldn't imagine it's like this all over the country.
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of minor league ballparks that are nice. There are probably 3 or 4 in this New York-Penn League that are how I remember them when I played in the minor leagues, which was 20 years ago. But this is 10 years old. This is the model type of franchise. They draw a lot of families here. A lot of young kids come out here. It's exciting. They do a lot of fun things on the field, and a lot of places. This is my first time in the New York-Penn League too. So a lot of places that I'm visiting, beautiful ballparks. Aberdeen State College. There's the 6 or 7 ballparks we've been to have been absolutely beautiful. Not like when I played 20 years ago. They were all pretty much more on the older side.
Who are you playing today?
That's a good question. I can't forget. How do you forget the Yankees, the Staten Island Yankees, which is the affiliate of the Yankees?
And that's got to add to the excitement, doesn't it?
Definitely, it's good for our young players, to bask a little bit in what the rivalry is. It's not as harsh, and it's not as deep, and it's not as cutthroat as it is at the big league level. But just to see another team with the Yankee logo on it, to go out there, and if it adds a little bit more intensity to the young kids, that's fine. But for them, they have to remain focused. It doesn't matter who you're playing, what affiliate, who they're with. You just have to go out there and play good, sound, fundamental baseball.
Gary, tell us about the best players that you've managed or some up-and-coming talent.
We had a kid by the name of Ryan Kalish here who got hurt probably about almost halfway through the season. He hurt his hand. He broke his hamate bone. He was 19 years old. He was a center fielder. He was learning how to play out there in center field, but stole a lot of bases. He was our leadoff guy, left-handed hitter. He was starting to hit for some power, but he was the igniter of our offense. And when we lost him, offensively we kind of hit a lull. We have our catcher Ty Whedon, who's probably one of the higher priority guys, prospect type of guys on the team right now. We have a shortstop who's 17 years old, Oscar Tejeda, our other third baseman / shortstop. Yamiko Navarro is an exciting player, but our pitching staff is where most of the priority guys are. We have the kid pitching today, Nick Hagedorn, who was our sandwich pick, like 55th pick overall, big left-handed kid from Washington. He'll be pitching tonight. Jose Capion, we have a left-handed kid who's 21 years old, who's got a great personality. He's very energetic, who I think has the potential to be a number 2, number 3 starter in the big league. So we have a lot of interesting kids, and I think. As long as they remain healthy and they stay on the right path of working hard and coming to the ballpark and trying to improve every day, there's no stopping them.
Well, I applaud you for the good work that you're doing here. So, take a bow for that. Final question. Tell me, who's the best manager of all times?
Of all time or that I've played for?
You can give me an answer to both
That's
if you
hard.
like.
That's hard. That's a tough question.
Well, the
if you want to
best
just go by
managers.
numbers, the most influential manager to me was Mike Scioscia, who I played for 2 years at the end of my career, and he brought a lot of Tommy Lasorda, who was with the Dodgers. They came over. Mike came over from the Dodger organization, brought a lot of what Tommy Lasorda did over with the Dodgers. And a lot of that was communicating, checking in with the players every day. That's what I respected. That's what, you know, playing for him for 2 years, I really appreciated him. Just, hey, how's your family doing? How's this going? Not just the baseball stuff, but you got to understand that it's more than baseball for these kids and for us as players. So the managers who showed an interest and a concern in your life other than baseball and the numbers you were putting out there, those were the most successful and most influential to me, and those are the ones who reached the players and got the best potential, you know, out of those kids to play. And there's I mean, Tony La Russa, if you want to look at numbers, Sparky Anderson numbers, but for me it was somebody who I played for, and that would be Mike Scioscia.
Hey, it's time for our 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back.
So the question for today is, what is the likelihood that you'll get picked for jury duty, and what happens if you decide just not to show up? Now, Massachusetts takes jury selection very seriously. It's really committed to this whole idea of having decisions made by a neutral jury of peers without any elements of bias. In the 1980s, they revised the system for randomly picking jury members, and this is how it works. By August 1st of each year, every city and town is obliged to provide to the Commission on Jury Selection a list of all the residents of the town and their addresses who are over the age of 18. Now, this is all fed into a big database by county, because if you're called for jury duty, you're usually assigned to a court within the county in which you live. All right, every name that goes in gets assigned a juror number for identification. So all other aspects of your life are just ignored. There are 58 courts in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that could use the services of a jury from time to time. Among those courts are superior courts. They need 12 jurors plus 2 alternates available to sit at a trial. The district courts need 6 persons with 1 alternate available to sit at a trial. So the courts, when they have a jury coming up, they will make a request to the jury commissioner to make a selection. And it's important to note that criminal and civil matters in Massachusetts courts are only a small portion of the cases that go to trial. So you don't have to think about huge numbers. So this request is made, then the commission uses a program to randomly select potential jurors by their juror numbers. This pool of numbers is sent to the clerk of the court where the trial is to be scheduled to be held. Then the clerk can again jumble those numbers up so that they're not in any particular order. And remember, no one knows what's attached to a particular jury identification number. When the selection is made for the particular court and the numbers are sent to that court, at the same time the commission sends a notice out to those folks that were identified as part of the pool, giving the name of the court, the date, to speak, and they give you a card that you fill out and send back. On this particular card are all the criteria that you have to meet in order to remain eligible besides being 18. You have to be a citizen. You have to speak English. You have to have not served on a jury within the previous 3 years. If you're a convicted felon, you're out. If you're over 70, you can choose to be out. But if you've met all of those, then you're going to return that information to the court, and that will be the end of it if you're not one of those that's completely eligible. Now, you can also, at the same time, you will be asked to fill out biographical information on yourself, your age, education, occupation, and experience. This is on a card that you are to bring to court the day that you are designated to be there. That notice will also give you a telephone number where you are requested to call late in the day before you're scheduled to go to trial to see if the trial is still going forward. If the trial is not, your jury service is over for that particular round and you don't have to show up. Once you get to the courthouse, you're going to be in a pool larger than the 12 plus 2, the 6 plus 1, because there's another selection process that goes on at that particular time. And you may be excused and someone else will take your place. Once you're called into the jury room, the judge is going to ask you a standard number of questions regarding anything that would indicate bias. Do you know the parties? Do you know the attorneys? Do you know anything special about the matter that is being considered? So if you do, you will be excused. More than that, the attorneys for the parties have something called 4 peremptory challenges, which means they can point to you and say, you are excused, and you are. You'll never find out why you were chosen. That's all right, too. But then finally, the juror is sworn in, and the trial goes forward. Now, we talked about what happens if you don't show up. The penalties are fairly serious. The commissioner has some discretion in what to do if you don't show up. You will get notices to participate or else. And finally, you can get arrested and be served a criminal complaint, because it is criminal not to do your jury service, and you could be subject to a fine of up to $2,000. Now, what are the chances that you'll serve on a jury? You'd have to first be randomly selected at the state level. Then you'd have to be randomly selected to fill your jury chair before the court. You'd have to survive all the questions that the judge asks, all the peremptory challenges that the attorneys have. And if you do, then you are going to serve. Whether you serve willingly or not, you will find jury service a very interesting experience.
So close, it's so affordable, and they can go to 12 and 15 games, you know, in Lowell. I think Major League Baseball is focused a little bit more toward the real baseball fan. We focus, we make sure that the 8-year-old, who will one day be a real baseball fan, has a great time.
The Boston Red Sox fans are more than words can describe. You know, I heard the buzz that I was getting into a good club, and that Red Sox fans would follow you from the very lowest levels all the way up to the top, and it's been nothing short of the truth.
Yeah, we love baseball here.
That's an understatement.
And we don't like the Yankees much.
Oh no, we're playing them right now.
I know.
I'm becoming, you know, well aware of this rivalry that we have going on. You know, being from San Diego, I didn't really appreciate the Yankees-Boston rivalry until I came out here, and everybody I talked to is like, oh, well, are you so fired up? I mean, how much do you hate them? And I'm just like, well, I mean, as much as I hate any other team I'm playing against, I guess, but there's a little extra something special when you play the Yankees.
It's hard for me to decide whether I love the Red Sox or hate the Yankees more, you know?
Exactly. Well, they always say your second favorite team's whoever's playing the Yankees, right?
That's right.
So.
Where is your family?
They're in Cleveland, Ohio.
How is that part of minor league baseball? I mean, we know you travel around a lot, but you must be apart from your family quite a bit of time.
Oh yeah, it's kind of difficult. I mean, it's not as hard on me, I guess, as on some of these other guys from Latin America and stuff that, you know, aren't as fortunate to have their family come to at least a couple games. My family's made it out a few times, so it's tough though.
Where is your family from?
Seattle.
Pretty far from Seattle to here. How does that affect playing baseball? The fact that you really don't get to see your family for a significant period of time during the season.
You know, it has been my first time being away from home, and forever I went to junior college back home, so I lived at home. But you know, I'm taking it well, and I did have family come visit me once while I've been here, so that definitely made me not so homesick. But it's not too bad.
Do some of the players go from here and play other leagues or foreign baseball?
Yeah, there are winter leagues in the Dominican and other places around the world, but I'm not going. I want to go home.
Now, Lowell is a good distance from Louisiana, both geographically and otherwise. You miss home?
It's helped out. I played ball in Virginia the last 2 summers, collegiate summer ball, and I got used to living away from home, you know, meeting new people and being away from my family. But I talk to my family 2 or 3 times a day on the phone. They're real supportive of me. They've been up here once. My grandparents are actually here right now. They drove from Louisiana, so they're here enjoying it. I mean, my dad loves it, so he's really enjoying it.
We just talked to your grandson a few moments ago, and he's a fine young man. You must be very proud.
Sure are. We are very proud of him.
When I asked him how he got involved in baseball, he said it was his dad and his grandpa who would take him to the games and teach him how to play the game.
Right.
What's it like? I've got 2 boys myself. Come to a ballpark and actually see your grandson playing professional ball. You must be quite proud.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're very proud of him.
He told us that you traveled all the way up from Louisiana to see him, and it gave him some real joy because obviously he's a young guy far away from home at this point. You must be a real sacrifice to actually travel all the way up here.
Well, I'm retired, though. Got plenty of time off, you know, so just took our time coming up here, you know.
Was it for your family growing up? As the kids, as your children grew up and as their children grew up?
Yeah. Yeah, because she used to play softball and all, and I raised her son, even had him in the cribs and stuff, and all, and while she was playing ball and all, so they grew up at the ball field, really.
So they actually got their athletic ability from you, Dottie.
I don't know that. Yeah, cause,
I don't know about that now.
Yeah, because I never played it.
Oh, really? so I'm thinking it's the grandfather, it's the grandmother.
Who do you believe, in your opinion, is the greatest baseball player of all times?
Well, being that I'm a pitcher, I'm going to probably choose a pitcher, and Nolan Ryan was amazing. You know, the guy's got an electric fastball and the all-time strikeout leader, so growing up, watching him and wanting to be like him, that was pretty cool. I mean, he throws about 15 miles an hour harder than I do, so I've got a long ways to go, but I think he's probably one of the best, and it's hard to argue that Barry Bonds might not be the best player of all time, just watching him break all these home run records and stay in the game so long.
What is the life of a minor league ball player like? I mean, is it a lot of parties, a lot of work, a lot of fun? Is it all of that or what?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything. I think it's kind of what you want to make it. I know for myself, I love coming to the park every day and getting my work in. I like to come here early, have some food, and then start working, and because I love work, I love doing this. And
now, what is the average range of the players in the clubhouse?
Well, I think I know we got a 17-year-old in there. It just came up, so but I think it's around 20 years old, 20, 21.
And it ranges from 17 to what's the oldest player in the minor leagues in the clubhouse here?
About 23, I think, is the oldest guy. So.
I think it's really.
Tell me what a typical day is like. We tend to think of you guys are living the dream out here, getting paid to play baseball. Is it all fun, or is there a lot of work from the time you're up till the time of the games are over at the end of the day?
Pretty much wake up, get some food, head to the park early. We start taking batting practice hours before the game, and quite a bit of downtime in the clubhouse, and just time to mentally prepare and get ready for the game.
What would be the workload? What a typical day look like from here till as long as you play baseball?
Definitely, you know, getting up every day and knowing, keeping that goal in mind that you want to be on the big leagues, the big league team. And, you know, just never taking days off. I mean, just going out there, working on every day. You're going to be tired. I mean, we have long seasons, you know, and you're going to be tired, but you just got to suck it up and say, look, this is the dream that I've had my whole life, and you've got to go with it.
Now, there's this image of minor league baseball as long bus trips and tiny parks, but we seem to be here in one of the most beautiful parks of any baseball. Do you think it's a great field?
Oh, it's unbelievable. This is definitely the best home field I've played in, and we've been to some very nice visiting parks, but the atmosphere here is great. I mean, you can't beat these Boston fans.
What are they doing?
top of the 7 for Staten Island. They'll be taking the hitter number 6. Question up on the big board. In Detroit, Michigan, it is illegal to sleep in what? We have choices for you. Absolutely correct. No sleeping in your bathtub. There you go. You got a T-shirt from the Massachusetts School of Law. All right, let's hear it for our cotton dancer.
Hey, Chacorone.
There's so many ingredients in it that, and you know, we'll never know really what the key ingredients are. Certainly, being a Red Sox franchise is very, very important. Certainly, having a beautiful facility, LeLacheur Park, is very important. Low prices, very important, and we just, you know, I have a great time every night. The staff has a great time every night, and we have a lot of fun. And I think people see that and feel like that when they come into the park. You know, on Sundays we have a balloonist for free. You know, a balloon maker. We will have hair wrapping for the girls for free. We try and, you know, have all these things going on. We have our Frisbee dog that we've had for 9 years.
Who's quite good.
Who's great. He has 3 dogs, and he's, you know, the dogs. I've gotten to know the dogs. I've gotten, and we have, you know, caricaturists, and we have Simon Says, and we have these acts that we've had over time that have become part of the Spinner family, really.
Going down to meet your family, tag them, they come back this way. That is our winner. We have the Trouville, the Tassoni, and the Senders family competing tonight. Our first heat. And our winner. We have the Knuckle, the Pearson, the Shipley family. And there's our winner. We'll be moving on. It is our championship round. We have the final 3 families. One of these families is going to win a trip to Disney. Ready, go. All right, who's going to win that trip? Here's our winner. The Pierce family wins a trip to Disney. Laura from Disney.
And there goes our family. Swampland?
There we go, okay.
Jefferson is pretty close to ours, though. No.
Time to change pitches, so we'll be right back.
I'm often asked the question, what should I do if I'm stopped under the suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol? Well, my short answer is do as little as possible. If you are stopped by the police, it is usually because they have a suspicion that your driving might be impaired. They notice something erratic about your driving. Perhaps it's speeding, maybe going too slow, or crossing over a yellow line. Whatever may be the case, when you are stopped under suspicion, chances are you're going to be arrested. This is because if they let you go and you get into an accident, and either you get killed or kill somebody else, they know they're going to be sued. And there are a multitude of cases to back this up. Therefore, after you have been stopped, the police officer, because he or she only has suspicion, needs to develop something called probable cause in order to make an arrest. Everything the police officer does from the moment he or she activates the blue lights is designed to develop that probable cause. And everything that you might do also will help them develop that probable cause. First, what you should do. The moment you see the blue lights activated, stop as quickly and as safely as possible. This is going to prevent the police officer from being able to say that you didn't obey instructions quickly enough or that you almost hit 2 or 3 vehicles on the way to stopping. Also, prior to the police officers getting to your window, find your registration and license and have them in your hand. This will prevent the police officer from being able to testify that you weren't able to find your registration, you fumbled around, and basically that you did not have proper eye-hand coordination. And you were unable to follow instructions and being able to do that as well. Only open your window a very few inches. And when asked, hand out the license and registration. This will prevent the officer from being able to make that famous statement in court that when you open your window, a strong odor of alcohol hit them. Remember, even if you've only had one drink, it might smell like you've had 10 drinks. The odor of one drink can be very damaging. If the officer asks you if you've been drinking, you may refuse to answer. You simply say, "I don't want to answer any questions, officer." The Supreme Court a long time ago handed down a case in which they said that Miranda rights, those rights that telling you you don't have to answer any questions, all right, are not applicable to roadside sobriety situations. Therefore, the officer is not going to tell you that you have a right to refuse to answer questions. I'm telling you that now. You may say, "I do not want to answer that question." The worst thing you can say, by the way, is that I only had a couple of beers. Well, because I'll tell you why, there's not a jury in the world that believes it. So it's better to say nothing. If the officer asks you to step out of the vehicle, it is only a request. It cannot be an order. An officer may not order you out of a vehicle unless he or she has a suspicion that you have weapons on you. Therefore, you may refuse to get out of the vehicle. The officer is going to make it sound like an order, but remember it's not, and you may and should refuse. What you say to the officer is, "Your officer, I'm not going to get out of this vehicle unless I'm under arrest." Now, the officer might say the reason they want you to get out of the car is to perform something called the field sobriety test. Do not take the field sobriety test. They are designed to make you fail. And by the way, in some states such as Massachusetts, the fact that you refuse to take a field sobriety test cannot be used against you in court and cannot be told to the jury. If the officer does decide to arrest you, there is another occasion in which you may be asked to take tests, and that is when you meet with the booking officer at the police station. The booking officer is likely also to testify against you, so be careful what you say to him or her, and make the same refusals to the booking officer as you made to the arresting officer. This includes the request to take a breathalyzer. Don't be mistaken in thinking that you could pass a field sobriety test or a breathalyzer test. The amount of alcohol under the new laws that is required to find you guilty of driving under the influence is so low now that they're going to take you to court even if you come near that amount. So don't do it. Now, the problem, of course, is once you refuse to take a breathalyzer test, you are going to lose your license for 120 days. But you know something? That's better than giving that damaging evidence to the police. And by the way, also, the failure to take a breathalyzer test cannot be used against you in Massachusetts and cannot be told to the jury. So look at the damaging evidence that you're not giving to the police officer. You're not making any damaging admissions, and you're not going to do this field sobriety test that you can't pass, and you're not going to take the breathalyzer test. I've never seen a case where there were no damaging admissions, no breathalyzer test, and no field sobriety test where the defense wasn't successful. Good luck. I know this is a scary proposition if it happens to you, but try to remember the instructions that I just gave you. Thank you. Bye.
Well, that's it for these baseball fans. Sure looks like they had a great time. I wonder how our family made out. So Paula, how did you, your husband, and the kids enjoy the day?
We had a great time. It's a great ballpark to go to because you can actually see everything that's going on, and that's what makes it fun.
Better than going to the Red Sox game?
Different venues. I'm a big Sox fan, so I don't know if it's better, but certainly it's a nice experience because you don't have the hassle of Boston, there's no doubt.
What did it cost you to go for the day?
Not much. By the time all was said and done, by the time we paid for parking and they went to the Gator Pit and they ate, it probably was only somewhere around $55, $60.
Which is much more manageable than trying to take a
I think in Boston today it would cost me $50 just to park.
Wow,
So.
yeah. So a great day. Now, do your daughters dream that one day they may be ball players because they're great athletes?
Maybe Jordan a little bit. She's getting into all sports and played Little League, so she probably thinks about it a little bit, but right now they had more fun visiting the Canaligator than they did focusing on the players in the game, I think.
So their favorite part was?
The Canaligator, the Gator Pit, the excitement of being there. We did start teaching, Greg started teaching Jordan how to score a little bit, and she actually really liked that. So, but the rest of them, you know, Emily and Jack, what can we eat and when can we hug the alligator?
And how about yourself? What did you like best?
I liked the proximity to the field, being up close enough, see the expression on the players' faces, really watch the play as it progresses, in between watching what the kids are doing, of course, but that's what I like about the ballpark.
And how about Greg?
Same thing, same thing. He loves the layout, he loves that it's easy, he loves how close you are, really get to watch the game develop.
Baseball is First of all, I think it's a thinking man's sport. I think there's a lot of strategy in baseball. And people like to, I think people like to get involved in that strategy. People like to second guess. There are a lot of statistics in baseball statistics are far more important in baseball than they are in any other sport. People are all over that, and I guess everybody has, everybody's played it. Mm-hmm. Everybody's played it. Everyone knows the game, and it's the oldest game, and it's still America's pastime.
Well, there you have it. An affordable day at the park. Great baseball, great fun. If you'd like more information about the Spinners or how to get tickets, you can call the box office or you can go to their website. Well, that's it for me. Until next time, be well.